worked hard, but a lot of luck and the hard work of others really, really helped me be successful in this case. First of all, I would like to thank the Arizona Homicide Investigators Association for allowing me to be here and for selecting me as the award recipient. I'd like to thank my supervisor, who writes very well and nominated me for this award, and it really surprised me once I had learned that I was nominated for this award. I am very honored to win this award. I consider winning the Arizona Homicide Investigator of the Year award to be a very prestigious honor, and it is definitely not an award that I won alone. In hearing the words that Mike shared with you, yes, this was a very interesting and cool and dynamic investigation. It hasn't been adjudicated yet in a court of law, so I can't really go into great detail, but this would definitely be a case study to present at a future training seminar. There were several people who assisted me, and honestly, I would easily fill up a whole AHIA roster here with all of the people that had some role, whether it be small or major, but helped me in the success of this case. I'm going to use something from Samuel Jackson's character as Jules in Pulp Fiction. There was definitely some divine intervention in one part of these cases where 28 of our SWAT officers were shot at, and honestly, after they did their walkthroughs of the scene, they don't even know how they weren't hit by some of these bullets. This guy was a psychopath, and in his interview with me, he went into great detail on how he wanted to kill us. So I honestly believe St. Michael was looking down from upstairs and really blessed our fellow officers so that they weren't hit. I'd like to thank some of my fellow homicide detectives, our crime scene specialists, believe it or not, and I know some of you may not agree, the people in the lab who really allowed us to have a profile to carry on with our two victims. Our Major Offender Bureau, our SAU unit, or our SWAT guys, our career criminals, and, our career criminal squad. We put away a career criminal. And a dedicated Maricopa County attorney, Kirsten Valenzuela, who will be tasked with this case once it finally goes to court. I honestly believe that I've been very blessed to work with a lot of, some of Phoenix's greatest police officers that have helped me throughout my career. My supervisor actually really, we had nothing, and he was just like, hey Brian, go run with this, do what you got to do, you really have carte blanche, just keep me apprised of what you're going to do. And I just picked out little jobs and duties and details that needed to be done, found the right people to do them, empowered them, trusted them, and hey, communicate with me. Let me know how everything progresses. And well, it really snowballed, and it really turned into something pretty cool. There are some people that I would specifically like to acknowledge. We're almost done. My wife, who couldn't make the trip, we usually make this trip, and it was our anniversary Monday, so we always usually do Vegas for our anniversary. She goes home, and then I stay here and ward off a hangover and dim lights and cold rooms and, get through this, right? Strippers and blow are always in there too. Thanks, Paul. My wife does make a lot of sacrifices, as I'm sure many of our spouses do. Oftentimes we are called out for hours, days, or Mike here, the Globetrotter, likes to travel all across the country to solve his cases. But my wife does keep my little bubble nice and sterile for me once I come home and we get to play with our boys. Mentors and role models. They're on every department, and I don't know everybody on every department, but Phoenix has really been blessed with a lot of great detectives here, and I'm going to point them out and hopefully embarrass them, or at least acknowledge them for their greatness. I do have the dubious honor, there you go, of working with Mr. Paul Dalton, his better half, Ray Rowe, J.J. Cleary I know is here somewhere, there you are, Michael Meislish, my Jedi Master and Yoda. Dennis Olson, I know, is here. Daryl Smith, Alex Faminia, who couldn't make it, and some of the other former great homicide detectives that I've worked around. Some of them were my mentors, or as I say, if you ever get Paul, you get Paul and Ray, and if you ever get Ray, you get Ray and Paul. And the two of them basically just reminded me of my shortcomings. And then, let me know how to get my head out of my ass and do it right. So they were good for that. But they honestly represent your stereotypical great homicide detective. They have a great work ethic, their investigative knowledge that they possess, they're diligent, hardworking, efficient, and they are truly honorable men amongst our profession. Dennis, you missed it. I acknowledged you for being great. Good job. I really did. And basically, these gentlemen, they do it the right way. Michael Coddington, he is my at-work spouse, and my wife's cool with that. So is his wife. He possesses all of these same skills that the great men that I had mentioned prior to. And once these men are gone, or some of them are already gone, but they do stay contracted with other agencies in our state, we really do have to carry on the torch here. Michael is extremely friendly. He's a determined, intelligent, skilled investigator. I'll often brainstorm with him. He had a lot of input on this case as well, helping me make decisions, keeping me focused, and he just basically helped me make some overtime. So, my pension and my family thank him for that. In closing, I would like to thank all of the officers, civilian employees, attorneys, everybody, and I know they're not here, so everybody that helped me, bring justice and closure to the families of the victim of this case. That's it. Thank you.